All right, the championship game, the final game after 36 years on ABC television with the Professional Bowlers Tour. Number 1 on the bench, number 2 up.
3, 6, 10. Pete, 84th TV appearance. Walter Ray is 97th. It's the 11th this year for Walter Ray and the 10th this year for Pete, and they both have won 2 titles. Battle goes on. Now here he is. Here he is, the King Ben.
Well, Walter, when I was talking to him earlier, Chris said, I wonder why those guys are having so much trouble. The lanes seem pretty nice to me, but when you're number 1, maybe that's the way you always feel.
Oh, boy. It's not good. Light or high? This light would be better. Come on.
What a joy in covering him. Also talking about his world championships in horseshoes. Oh, it's been fun.
He won one last week in Liberty, Kansas. Now here's the guy he's going to have to battle for a few more years to maintain that number 1 spot. Pete Weber. Well, the 248 not only is it difficult under normal circumstances, but with Pete's big hook, as you see him sliding by the head pin here, give it room, it doesn't hook. With Peter's big hook, he has to play a big hook into the 2-8. Good shot.
Pete just about $4,500 shy of Walter Ray's battle toward the $2 million earned mark. Winner today here will get $18,000.
Weber trails by 3, 3rd frame. Not only is it difficult to hit the pocket, but it's surely difficult to carry the pins. When Pete gets that real sharp angle going in the pocket, the ball does not deflect off the 1-3, and he chops the 5 straight back off the 9. Watch the ball. It's supposed to deflect into the 9, but no can do. Too much power.
You know, Bo, a great supporter of this series when he was with us in the sports department is now our overall president of ABC, Bob Iger. And he loved the bowling series, and I know he still does. So, Bob, thanks to you for all the good things. And to Steve Bornstein, to Steve Anderson, to Bob Apter, to Mark Mandel. There are so many you want to thank, though, and let's get back to the match, and I'll keep quiet.
No, you deserve every bit of time you want. This matches will go on. If you look at the pernicious eyes of Pete Weber, his opponent, Walter Ray, one of his best assets is reading the lanes and adjusting. Let's see what he does here.
God bless it. Man.
Well,
what do we do?
Walter's got to get the ball over to this 4-pin and slide it over into the 10. But this is probably a 10 or 15 to 1 shot. Even more difficult, Chris, because the center of the lane hooks too much. He hooks across the center and then wants to straighten out. It makes it very tough.
Comments like that by my colleague Nelson Burton Jr. makes him the premier expert commentator in all of television. Believe me, we'll be back. The What a lovely, lovely city on the other side of the Mississippi as we speak to you from Illinois, from the St. Clair Classic. 8 pins separating the two great players. There you see, look at the closeness of the battle toward $2 million.
18,000 available here, and Pete Weber is going to bowl in a regional tournament, which is a central region. Stacy looks on with Dick right after this tournament, so he has a chance to win another 5,000 in this building starting on Sunday.
Pete firing up now in his home area. But Walter Ray will be answering. You can count on it. He's 68 through the 4th, but now he's shooting in the 5th frame.
Sheesh. Wow, that doesn't make any sense.
Walter Ray, who's putting everything into every shot, you can see him just jumping at the foul line as he tries to accelerate his arm through to the target area, is somewhat lost, obviously, as his wife, Paige Pennington, looks on. He trails by 18.
Each professional in this final match with 23 titles.
All right, come on.
Well, he has to do something on this left-hand lane. He was high 4-7, fairly close in the second frame, and really thought he threw a quality shot in the 4th and had a 4-10 split. So he's either got to move in or muscle the ball down there. Let's see what happens.
Carry. Beauty, beauty. And now a shot of 4 of the most wonderful children I've ever met. The children of Nelson Burton Jr. Look at those beautiful ladies.
Katrina on the left and Nikki on her right. Both out of college, so proud of them both. Now Pete Weber, who's trying to take Walter Ray Williams to school. Just a slight movement off the right, good concentration by Peter. It's a way to go. This could be a key shot in the match. If he can open up a 28-pin lead, we've seen the scoring today just very low. That would be huge.
High hit. And the result is a 3-6-9-10.
An obvious pull by Peter. We saw in the previous frame when he left a solid 9 that he got the ball out there. Now he has to throw the hook ball again into this. Now normally you don't want to go across lane with a straight shot. Once we see the key is to carry out the 9-pin, you have to take a chance on a chop. Let's see what Peter does.
Well,
whew, just a huge break. He missed that so far, he made it. As simple as that. America Online and ABC Sports. Keyword, ABC Sports. Have some fun with it. 7th frame, 14-pin lead for Pete Weber. Championship match. The last telecast.
and Bo, we do want to point out that there will be PBA bowling on our sister network, ESPN. Steve Bornstein and the people have had it on ESPN, and Steve handles both ESPN and our ABC Sports.
Starting in '98 for 3 consecutive years.
Carry, baby, come on!
With a spare, Walter will trail Pete Weber by 14.
Hey, Bo.
Yes, sir.
So the children, what support your family gives you,
Well,
like
thank you.
Fran and our kids have given me.
Johnny Weber here today. There is,
Yeah.
I mean, Johnny Schenkel, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
And
Look at
Johnny
those
Weber,
two.
And Tripper Burton and Brett Burton. You just saw the audience.
10 pin? Me? I never leave 10 pins. Come on.
What a facetious statement. He actually leaves more than anybody, Chris, because he hits the pocket the most. That's the pin you're going to leave the most. And here you see one of his best shots of the match does not get the desired result.
Thank you.
Liking Walter Ray is always worthwhile because he does omit, he does let his feelings hang out.
Peter, strike up in the 7th, can make, if he makes a strike here in the 8th, we'll have a 25-pin lead.
Is that solid?
Wow. Well, at first, it's a mixed emotions. You watch when Peter throws his ball. He thinks it's going in the gutter. Now watch Peter's reaction. Oh my gosh, it's going to be 0. Then all of a sudden it starts turning left. He says, oh, this is the best one I've thrown the whole match. And his wife, 9 more than he thought he was getting. You're absolutely correct.
Okay, spare in the 8th ring for Pete Weber, Dick's son, and Tracy's husband. Juanita, by the way, Weber is at home. She's too nervous to come and watch her son bowl up close and personal.
She's the only one in the Weber family that has not bowled a perfect game. Paula, John, Rich, and obviously the daddy have all bowled perfect games. 9th frame.
3-6-10, though.
Well, Chris, we've just seen a lot of high shots and light shots and inextricable lane conditions here by the pros as Dick Weber, he says, well, you know, with my straight shot that I used to throw a little spin, I think I could hit this pair. Why is Peter throwing that big hook? Tracy approves. The situation for Walter Ray Williams Jr. is simply this. If he strikes out, he has 207. Pete Weber is going at a 199 pace. We can have a match. We can have a new champion for sure. Chris, we've both seen Walter many, many times in this situation, needing strikes to win the tournament, but not quite on such a demanding condition. Look at Peter, how nervous he is. His hands are shaking. He knows that Walter Ray needs 2 strikes to take the lead. Here we go, 10th frame.
Come on, baby!
As good as you can throw it, and guess who was applauding right with him? Mr. Class, Dick Weber, even though he's going against his son. Walter cannot shut out Peter. He can take the lead. Peter has control of his destiny.
What a game for our final telecast, Bo.
You're right, partner. As you see Walter Ray, I'll tell you what, it takes guts more than talent to come back like that. Sure, you can do it on an easy lane condition in the league when you can pull the ball off there if there's no consequences of missing. He just threw 3 of the best strikes I've seen for the week, and Peter knows it. He knows what he has to do for the week.
10-10. A 206.
That's what I can do.
Chris, it's fitting that a Weber will throw the final ball on ABC. His dad won the first telecast, which was actually taped in 1962 at Argo Lanes and shown later on in '63. Right now, Peter needs 2 strikes and 8 to win. He must strike. Walter Ray Williams Jr. is the champ.
I'm watching this telecast along with you. Again, his son, John Schenkel, who got trapped in the crowd and couldn't get out here on camera. So, Walter Ray Williams, number 1 in the world, remains that way. We'll be back. Today's winnings, Walter Ray Williams Jr., 18,000. Pete Weber, 9,500. 7,000 and 5,000. There he is, number 1 in the world, and he's quite a bowler, and so is his competitor, Pete Weber, who's standing and cheering as Matt Schellebarger, manager of St. Clair Bowl, and Bill Magella, the tournament chairman, are there with the crystal and with the check for 18,000. Okay, coming up to a retrospective pretty quick. There's our son, John. I knew he'd...
Chris, lead us into the final frame for the final time right now, partner.
Not sure I can. Thank you. Till we meet again. Love you. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Chris Schenkel. Welcome to the first stop of the Professional Bowlers Association.
Like a long, lonely stream, I keep running towards a dream, moving on, moving on, like an old dusty road. I get weary from the load, moving on, moving on, like this tide troubled. I've been rolling since my birth, moving on, moving on.
It was easier to wink, and it's not so hard to cry either. Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.